What's up, guys? It's your AJ McDaniel. We're going back to another episode of This Week in Sports with Teenview Magazine. Again, with me this week, I got...
It's Marquis Murphy. It's your boy.
Yes, it is. All right, so first stop on our list of topics for today, we're going to go back a week and revisit a little thing. You and I had both said that Giannis Antetokounmpo was looking like our league MVP nearing the mid-season. Now, I don't know if James Harden heard our podcast or what, but he decided that he wasn't happy with it and went off this week. This week alone, man's averaging 38.2 points per game. Or no, 49 points per game. He's putting up 38 shots a game. And then without Capella, he's scoring 57.5 points. Capella went down on Sunday with a thumb injury. He's going to be out to 4 to 6 weeks. So, has James Harden changed your mind at all?
Well, James is a beast, and he's playing like a beast. And, hey, obviously, clearly, without a doubt, it's, he's playing like he's the most valuable player. He wants people to recognize that his game is the truth. And I don't think there's an argument. But I think the question is, we have to define what's the name of this award. Is it the most valuable player or the most popular player? And so right now, I got a hard time thinking that James Harden is it's hard to say, because you take out the Greek, that team pretty much is going to be a shell of itself.
Exactly. So you're looking at a guy who makes the team what it is over James Harden, who's just kind of using the team as a platform to show how good he is.
Exactly. So, it's a hard thing. They both deserve love, right? Right now. I'm still kind of leaning towards, the Freak, but
me too. And he'd change my mind a little bit better. I'd have a stronger case for him if they were winning while he was doing this. He played the Nets, put up 58 points.
Hey, come on.
But it lost in overtime. If you're going to be the most valuable player, you should be able to put your team past a 7th seed in the East if you're the 4th seed in the West. And as everyone always says, the West is the best and East has got the least talent. So if you're looking at it like that, the 7th seed in the East should not be beating you in overtime. Now, I understand that their small forward ended up putting 9 points in 26 seconds to push it to overtime. And then in overtime, they kind of came back and put it away with the Nets did. So I know that it's kind of a rough situation to pick on that one. But, he's 1-2 without Capella. He's, not doing so great. He has no buckets off assists since Capella's been out.
Okay. So
all he's doing is driving down the court, coming up and either pulling a 3 or driving the lane. He ain't kicking out a lot. He's only got about 4 assists in both those games. And so, a lot of the bulk of the scoring is just him being a ball hog. And it's just kind of how that's just kind of how it is. So I don't think he's really changed my mind yet. But if he continues like this, I think, because the argument we have in the NFL is the stats don't lie.
Right.
Stats don't lie. Stats are going to prove who's the best and wins also are a stat that you have to take into factor there. But, even Mahomes, if Mahomes would have been 10-6, but still put up 50, touchdowns and 5,000 yards, I still think we'd have a really strong case in trying to make him the MVP because no one's statistically matched up against him.
Right.
So,
and being his first year, and that's the thing. I think what happens with this is you have to earn the credit. Now, here's the deal. This is what it comes down to. It seems like people don't tend to get the MVP the year they really deserve it. They kind of go out to show out, do their thing, and then whoever was a popular person, because again, it's not the MVP, it's the MPP. Whoever's the most popular, then they go ahead and give them the award. I don't really believe that. What's the name? Westbrook should have won it when he did. Don't get me wrong, averaging a triple-double is a pretty big feat and hadn't been done in a while.
Yeah, it only happened 3 times?
Exactly.
Ever?
Yeah, and most of that was Oscar Robertson probably did it the other 2 times.
He did, yeah.
But the thing is, even that, it just kind of he played a horrible game yesterday. He was like, what? I don't know, 3 for 30. I don't know. I'm gonna make it up.
Well,
something.
Westbrook has gone down in the scoring. I mean, he's never been much of a shooter.
He can't shoot.
He can't shoot. But you know what he does do is he's physical around the rim. He's got great eyesight for passing lanes, and he's a physical rebounder on the offensive and defensive glass. So the fact that he went and averaged a triple-double, and obviously 2 years afterwards, you can kind of see how he's kind of slowing down a little bit. Me maybe losing a step, maybe, I don't know. Watch, Russ going to go off this week.
Right, of course, you said it. Yeah.
But, I mean.
Because he listens to the Teenview podcast.
Of course, because we are the one-stop shop for everything important.
Right. This is where it's really at. This is where you get your news. But that's beside the point.
Yeah. But, so you just see that Westbrook's starting to, his game won't translate well when he gets older.
True that. You can't keep up that type of thing. Even Jordan had to adjust his game.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see how Westbrook changes it. But to James will be good for a long time. The way he shoots.
Right.
I mean, when Michael was doing later in his career, he was shooting a lot and he was making it. That's how he stayed relevant. So James will continue to shoot. James will stay relevant. Same with Steph Curry as they're nearing. I think both of them are nearing 30 now.
Yeah, they're getting up there.
Jeez.
It's kind of funny. It makes me feel a little old.
Man, you think you feel old, man? I'm out here. I remember when Russ Book, Wes, and Katie was on the same team. Man,
right?
I'm considered old these days. Jeez. Moving down the line, we got Kyler Murray. He decided on Monday that he was going to go and be a part in the NFL draft. Yeah. After demanding the Oakland A's pay him another, I think it was $15 million.
He asked for 15?
He asked for an extra $15 million to his contract. It might have been 5, but he asked for extra money. He said, if you don't give me the extra money, I'm going to the NFL. How do you feel about that one?
Well, see, and I didn't know about that. I just thought that what it was it comes down to this. It was a smart move was to go ahead and declare for the draft, because declaring for the draft didn't really change anything. It just kept your options open.
Yeah.
He doesn't really have to necessarily make a real decision until it's combine time,
Mm-hmm.
And then also along with that, you take into account that he gets to kind of see it, test it, see what they're saying, and see how much money he could possibly go. Because if he's going to go in the top, he's
a projected first-round draft pick by all accounts except for Stephen A. Smith, who's always just been a hater about, guys who do this kind of thing have both options open. He always kind of assumes he's not a Big 12 quarterback guy.
Yeah.
So
here's the deal. If by him doing that, which again was a smart move, he keeps his options open, and then he gets to decide what he wants to do based on see how it's gonna go, if he gets any bites or whatever, and then if it doesn't, hopefully he can he gets to try to work it out with the club to try to give him some more money, because they're gonna want to keep him. Now, a lot of people arguing, and I'm not really big on this. Should he play football or should he play baseball?
That was my next question. What should he do?
Yeah. The thing is, it's real simple. If you want longevity, I mean, these boys is getting somebody about to try to sign a $300 million contract, pushing $400. That's stupid. You can't get that money in football.
For people getting paid in baseball, the highest paid QB this year is going to be Matthew Stafford.
Okay.
He's going to make $29 million.
It's a lot of money.
That's 10th in the MLB.
Come on.
10th highest paid player in MLB. He is sitting, the highest paid player in the MLB right now is making $39 million. And it's, I think it's the guy, who's the guy at Washington?
Oh, I don't.
Or is it Mike Trout? No, it's not. Mike Trout.
Trout and what's the name is
Bryce Harper. Bryce Harper's making the most. Bryce Harper's going to make the most.
And make that cash. Now here's the deal.
When he gets signed through free agency, he's going to make the most.
The real question that goes to this is: Murray a player that can make that type of money in baseball? That's the real question. Because if the answer is no,
that's true.
Then maybe he should go ahead and play football. And he'll be able to make some good money and he'll play a long time. But here's the thing that everybody's talking about. You're not guaranteed to play baseball because you got to go through the minors. And you do have a long way,
and he'll have a long way to go, that's for sure.
Absolutely. You come into the league playing football, you gonna get a chance. I mean, they're giving these young people a lot of love these days.
And not even that, you're going to have the preseason to come out early on, which is the time for you to see if you can make it in the pros.
Right.
You know, can you make it on this team, or do you need to sit as a backup for a little while?
Absolutely.
So
all of that, it goes in that is the thing that he has to answer. But I'm gonna tell you right now, $4 million, even what he got just signing on to the minors, is no small chunk of change.
No,
so
it ain't.
I don't feel bad or concerned about Kyler Murray's hard decision of should I go play basketball? Football, or should I go play baseball? Because at the end of the day, he's winning. His checks, are way bigger than anything that I'm pulling out.
Oh, no, yeah.
Period. And so I don't feel bad for the boy. I mean, it's kind of cool that he has those choices, those hard choices, what to do. Wouldn't it be nice to decide, do I want to take this $4.5 million and go play baseball? Or do I want to go probably run it up over here and try to go play football?
Yeah.
Either way, I'm going to make, what I'm saying? I'm making some money.
You're making bank.
So, yeah, his situation is kind of like, you know what? Why don't you go over here and just go suck on a lemon, because you over here got these types of issues.
Yeah, out here having those.
Look, my issues are trying to figure out.
First world problems over here.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out now what am I going to feed my kids today? Are we going to eat some ramen noodles or peanut butter crackers?
Exactly.
Those are real problems.
And like you said about the length of a career, there were four guys last year that were 40-year-olds playing. 2 of them were 44 years old. Next year, there will be 7.
This is in MLB or
in the MLB.
Okay.
There's only 2 players over 40 years old right now in the NFL.
Right. Still playing at a high level.
They are. They're still playing this weekend.
They're playing this weekend. So
and
that's
so
dope.
it's not to say that you can't do well with age in the NFL, but think about 7 to 2. In the 2019 MLB season, you're going to have 7 guys that are 40 or older. So you're looking at a lot of guys, and a couple of them are still, and 2 of them are still pitchers. Throwing pitches at 44 years old, being a quarterback kind of deal.
Right.
So I think it's proven that you can So for Tom Brady, who wants to play till he's 45, it's proven that you can have elite arm strength at 44, 45 years old. But it's just not common. Right. And Kyler doesn't play pitcher; he plays an outfielder. So
exactly.
So I don't know, and it's just like, I don't know. I think I would choose MLB just because it's better on my body. Because you got guys in the NFL who are having brain issues and issues like that later and early, like sooner in their later years.
And he's small. He's real small.
He's only about 5'8", 5'7".
Right, and that right there doesn't fare well for a quarterback coming in. So he may get in, but I'm gonna tell you what it is he could get that money right away because we didn't know him as a baseball player.
That's true.
Baseball,
so true.
He wasn't high on a thing. I mean, he got the contract.
First round pick by the A's. Yeah,
that was pretty dope. But
at the same time,
now
that's just the thing about MLB. That's the thing about MLB. No one cares.
No, right.
Nobody
that's
cares.
What exactly. Now he's all world. So even his endorsements, it doesn't even matter which way he goes, because even if he decides to play baseball,
he'll bring more attention.
He's gonna bring more
himself.
attention. Everybody's gonna be watching. ESPN is gonna be all over his stuff, and so he's gonna get the endorsements. So he's already a winner. It's just a matter now. He just needs to decide what's going to work best for his health and for his life and for his family. Yeah. And again, I don't even care about his issues of should he play this or he go. This boy about to get paid.
Having a money issue. That ain't a part of it.
Exactly.
All right. So Duke lost on Monday for the second time this season. The season everyone said was going to be a 36-0 run all the way to the championship. Take it all the way. Now, their point guard, their true freshman point guard, Trey Jones, he did go down in the first quarter with a wrist injury.
You just pray for his speedy recovery.
And so, it's not a long Coach, last name, Coach K, he did say that the injury will not keep him out long. It's going to be a minor injury. He'll be back by the end of February, before the tournament. He will be back before the tournament. But this does prove what no one has really said about Duke, besides the big guys who, actually pay attention to the whole thing. Mm-hmm. The fans haven't paid attention, but they're not deep. They cannot reach the bench. So when you start pulling out, because after Trey Jones went out, who took over? R.J. Barrett. Now, don't get me wrong. R.J. Barrett, phenomenal star. Probably the best player on the team. I know Zion Williams is like the most dominant, but as true talent sits out, because Zion Williams just got that big frame, those good hops, but in true basketball talent, in shooting the ball, in finding, the right lane to drive, to finish at the basket, ways to finish at the basket, RJ Barrett's the best player on the team. And he was bringing down the ball, and he ended up shooting over 30 threes. I think he took almost 40 shots, and he was not hitting. He definitely showed us how to shoot, but didn't know us how to score. He did not show his scoring ability. And it's just, Trey Jones was so valuable to the team. You show that, like, he averages 5 assists a game. RJ Barrett averages like 3. He's the second leading guy. So Trey really, he pulls the strings of the team, trying to, open the passing lanes and get it down to Zion and getting it over to RJ when he's open. But,
See, right. People don't understand how important the point guard position is. We've turned these point guards into these hybrid scorers, and that's kind of what we've been looking at for the NBA especially. But a true point guard was a player like your Magic. He was the best, and John Stockton. So 2 of the best that ever played the game.
In more recent years, Rajon Rondo was a really great true point guard.
Rajon Rondo was true. He is the reason they won the championship.
Absolutely.
And a lot of people don't understand that, because the point guard.
And he doesn't even get credit for being in the big 3. It's always Pierce, Ray Allen, and Garnett.
Do you remember Sam Cassell? Are you familiar with Sam Cassell?
What team?
He played for Houston, and that's when they were winning their championship. But Sam Cassell, went to different teams or whatever, and he was the one. See, there was a point where the Clippers were really, really good. But it all started when Sam Cassell got to the team. Sam Cassell is a true general in the floor.
Yeah, he was one of those guys that you could bring into your squad, and he would instantly make everyone better because of his play style.
Exactly, and people don't understand it, because we're used to, like you just said, you just hit the nail on the head with Zion Williams. He is a phenomenal showstopper. Zion Williams is a person that you're going to want to draft, and you want to draft him first round.
Oh, absolutely.
But in that first round, you want to draft him first
overall,
because he's the reason why you're going to get the people in the seats. People are going to want to come see him.
Oh, he's a ticket item. He's the ticket item.
Big time. That's how, if I'm a businessman, that's what I'm doing.
But if you've already got, what I'll say is that when the draft comes around, and we'll probably touch on this later whenever the NBA draft comes around, when we just know who has the first overall pick, if you're the Knicks, do you need Zion?
Well,
because right now I think the Knicks have the number 1. Do the Knicks need Zion? Because they're going to try to bring in KD after he gets done. If he hits free agency, they've got Kristaps Porzingis down low.
Right.
Could they actually take RJ Barrett number 1? Because they need that true talent out there.
But see, because if you get KD in, then you don't need Zion. Because if you get KD, he's going to bring in the seats. He's going to fill up the seats, and that's going to be the thing. And so if you can't land KD, then you want to get Zion, because then now you can bring people back to the Garden and get excited about it, and then kind of hoping that, hey, we probably we got something here, and you pair him out with
But the center position is somewhere where you need facilitators on offense. You can't just be an all-star scoring center without a facilitating.
Now you're talking about winning championships and winning games.
Yeah,
that's the difference of conversation. Because at the end of the day, if you want to win, then you probably don't even take Zion. You go after Barrett. Or you maybe, or you find where you really need it, and that's the issue. So people don't understand that. So it's the little pieces, it's those little things that make champions. Having it, like for football, they figured out after a while. You have to have a strong line on both offense and defense.
Absolutely.
If your line isn't strong, I don't care how good the people are in the back. It's
If
hard.
the quarterback ain't got no time, he can't make a throw.
He can't make no throw. Patrick Mahomes is a beast as a quarterback, but if he doesn't have anybody blocking for him, he gonna get ate up.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And so that's kind of what you do.
Which is what happened to Eli this year. Eli still made great throws, still made great decisions. Amen. He had a few interceptions that were on actual bad plays, but everybody's got those. But to be honest, he was getting sacked all the time. He was being hurried all the time. He had the most sacks. He had the most times getting hurried, and you can't put that on Eli. You got to put that on the line.
That's on the line.
So.
And they trying to get him out of New York.
They are. They're trying to get him out, trying to bring in either Nick Foles. A lot of people saying Kyler Murray should be drafted by the Giants, and how that would be pretty interesting.
He just.
But yeah. So, but no, the Duke Blue Devils. So, what do you think their chances are?
They're gonna win it all.
You think they're gonna win it all?
Their youth is gonna be is a thing, and that's the reason why they're having issues. But because you got like Coach K. And
That's
Coach
true.
K is
That's
going to
so
get those
true.
boys ready. So by the time the thing comes around, March Madness come around, they're going to be a hard, team to beat because they're going to get it figured out. Right now, they're young. It was nice to see. Like if they were to go back in the day, like this team were to stay together for 2 to 3 years, let's say if they were to stay together for 4 years, like year 2 and 3, 3 and 4, they will go undefeated.
That's always been my thing with college basketball is that so many guys go one and done, but you could go win championships. If you stayed for 3 years, if you were still around for a long time, like you think about how good. I mean, Duke's always been super good. This year they're kind of, or wait, the Duke, Kentucky. Wait, where did everybody play?
Who won?
Kentucky. Duke's got everybody. Kentucky's always so good. This year they aren't that great. I think they're sitting at like the bottom half of the top 10.
You talking about
Kentucky?
Yeah.
Kentucky.
They thought that they were going to be good.
They thought they were going to be good, but they aren't that great right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, think about the players they let go of last year, and a lot of the players they let go over in the past 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even think Devin Booker would still be there. Think about players like Devin Booker and all the kind of guys that they've shipped out over the last 4 years. If they were still there, and KU's the same way. If you had guys from KU who went on to the NBA, I mean Frank Mason, Devontae Graham waited 4 years, but Frank Mason did was like a 3 and done or a 2 and done, and you have a ton of other guys who have been 1 and outs. Josh Jackson, guys who have gone and they've been first round draft picks.
Yeah, well, this would be like Josh's senior year, wouldn't it?
It'd be Josh's junior year.
Isn't that crazy? Can you imagine
if he was still playing at KU? I mean, they're young right now and they're doing fantastic with all the young talent they have. I mean, their oldest guy I think is LeGerald Vick, and Azubuike, but Azubuike broke his leg. So, but LeGerald Vick's the oldest guy on the team, and he's only like a junior.
Oh, really?
I don't even think he's a senior. Wow. So he's out here leading the team as the oldest guy, and he's not even like. And it's still you got a freshman at point guard, freshman at shooting guard. You got a guy at center who has been playing backup to Azubuike for 2 years, so he didn't even think he was going to ever get a chance. His name's Littlefoot, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Tall, big, lengthy white kid, down low. I think 44 is his number. So you're looking at a young group of guys, and they're still only lost 2 games all season. 3 games all season, I think, max.
Real.
So, yeah, you're looking at a really great team, even though they're all super young. But if you think about the talent you would have had around those guys,
man,
if they would have all waited.
That's kind of the unfortunate sad part about basketball, like especially college. And I don't blame them. I can't blame these guys for going out there to get their money. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, especially since they're not allowed any endorsements or anything.
Which goes back to the real conversation we need to have. And let's just say it loud, and be proud.
Yeah,
we need to pay these players.
Pay college athletes.
We need to pay these players because they're making billions of dollars on these players, and they
are, especially players that make it all the way to like the NCAA championship,
right?
Because they get paid a large sum of money per tournament game.
Exactly.
Because they brought in all this crowd and they get a large portion of the ticket sales.
So what you're getting is these ridiculously high paid coaches. And these players. Now, don't get me wrong, and I've heard the conversation talking about, hey, well, they're getting free education, they're doing all this. These boys are bringing millions of dollars to these schools, and it ain't fair. And that's the reason why they don't want to go. I mean, you get players that are good, that are for the team that will never go. Some of them will never go onto the league. Some of them are good, and they'll probably get to the league, but they play second fiddle. So it's not fair that these guys are here, they're all world, they're big for their teams, and they're not getting the money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you pay them, they'll stay around, they'll develop, and then the NBA will be even better products because these guys have some true training behind them. But once you give them the money, it's over.
Yeah, and that's one thing. How long has Kyrie been in the league now?
I mean, Kyrie,
8 years. So 8 years. About 8 years ago, when he was at Duke, my man went in there. He played 8 games, and all he was there for was to just make the finishing requirements for him to be allowed to go in the draft.
Right.
Dude never went to class as much. Dude never did all this stuff. I mean, yeah, he got grades, but let's be honest. We all know how athletes in college get grades. They pay someone else to do it, or they cheat off a test. That's how it all is.
And everybody.
Or they get slided on by the teachers because the teachers want them to be eligible. You know how it is. So Kyrie just kind of went through. He played real fast, played real quick, got out of there, and then went right to the Cleveland to go make his money.
Exactly.
I mean, you got players that are like that every single year. Now they don't only play 8 games. I think Kyrie got hurt when he was at Duke, but you got guys coming in and they're just here for 1 year and they're just trying to finish a requirement so that they can go make money. They don't care about school. They ain't gonna finish. They aren't gonna finish a
but why?
degree.
Why?
They're not
But
gonna
why
do this.
even
They're not gonna do
care?
that.
You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna do it like this, and why do I care? Because I'm about to go and get paid more than these doctors who go to school for 3 times as long as I do, and have all this debt, and I'm about to make a lifetime amount of money that this doctor is going to make in 4 or 5 years. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah, I know. No,
So-
yeah.
So
Well, that comes to an economic standpoint whenever you have to talk about, because I mean, back when I was in high school, my economics teacher said, I always brought up the question, why do you think MLB players make as much money as they do? And then they were like, we kind of sat down like, well, I don't know, like, do they even make the most money? And then he kind of walked through, yeah, it goes MLB, NBA, NFL, and then you have doctors and stuff.
right.
So, and teachers are like way at the
down.
bottom, and they're probably the most valuable.
Mm-hmm.
And so
They
he
shake the
asked
nation.
us, why do you think those guys make the money? And none of us can answer. He said the answer is because of demand. You've got these MLB players who are playing, what is an MLB saying? 182 games.
That's true that.
They're playing 182 games. Even if they don't sell out every game, they sell tickets for every game. And every time they sell tickets, they play 80 home games. That 80 home games is tons of revenue, and they use all that money to go back into the stadium, into the team funds, and into the players' bank accounts.
Right.
And so players make big money on big contracts because they have a lot of opportunities to make money. NBA plays 82 games. You have higher NBA contracts because you have way more games. NFL, you only have a max of 20 games if you make it all the way to the Super Bowl. But I mean, still, they're making this money because there's so many people coming all the time. They're selling out spots, they're selling out tickets, and they're making all this money. So, doing that in college is also something that could be done because you're still, I mean, like you said, they're getting free education and all that, but none of them care.
Right.
They want to make money. They want to take care of their family,
that's
who
what
is
it is.
who is usually struggling.
Right.
That's always the thing you hear about when an NBA player makes these. I just want to get back to my mom because she put me through, which is real, and I'm not saying anything about that. But you sit there and you take this kid away. You put him in a year of school. You forced him to go to school for a year when he could easily be playing.
Exactly.
And so
So you seeing that's my issue. That's what I'm trying to say, and it'll be a win for everybody. And to think otherwise is kind of off, And at the end of the day, I mean, don't get me wrong, we'd be a fool to believe that they're not paying these guys something.
Oh well, yeah.
And because you can't.
But it's not money. They can't actually put money.
Yeah, but
and if they are paying, they're paying their parents, and they're finding a way to give away stuff to their parents.
Exactly, and that's really what happens. And I'm gonna tell you how they can also do it. They can do it with a work program. I had a friend that was in playing for a college that's very close to our area, Kansas. And then he said to me he had a job working at the doing construction, and he was getting paid like $23 an hour. And what he would do is hold a sign. Yeah, you know the people who hold the sign. Yeah. That's what he did, and he got paid. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's just like, who gets paid $23 an hour first off, and you
exactly.
You still in what is it, college?
College, yeah.
Right. And who gets paid $23 an hour? You know what I mean?
No one I know.
Right. So
all right. So in short, Duke's gonna be fine. Duke's gonna do just fine as long as Trey Jones comes back fully healthy and just the way he was. I think this loss to Syracuse ain't nothing. And even without Trey Jones, I think R.J. Barrett can learn to run a better point guard position. I mean, he just did a terrible job of running it against Syracuse. Mm-hmm. So if he had done a better job, I think they'd have handled Syracuse really well. But against a big-time team...
Well, we'll see. We'll see come...
Don't they play Virginia tomorrow? So, yeah, we'll see about how Virginia handles them and see how that all works out. All right, last topic. Pretty big one. Championship weekend, AFC and NFC.
All right, so let me go ahead and just own my stuff. I definitely said that there was a conspiracy and that the Chargers was going to win.
Both you and X were both saying there's a conspiracy, and both of y'all was wrong.
Okay, so all right, so I got you on that, and so my bad. I think that he got out because we said conspiracy and got out on air, and then the NBA was like, "Oh, they're on to us," and so they had to say, "Well, let's make sure that they blow them out so that they don't see what we're trying to do." Is really kind of what I think happened, but that's neither here nor there. I can't prove that, but so that was a good game. What's the name? Took it to him, man.
The Patriots took it, dismantled. The Chargers.
No, watch out. Be careful. We're not gonna speak that. You making mistakes. We can't afford the mistakes.
You cannot afford mistakes, as Patrick Mahomes has said countless times this week.
Right.
Over interviews. And I've been watching him. I've been seeing what he's saying about playing this team again. I'm so excited for this weekend right now.
Here is what I want to say. And I am so excited that I get the opportunity to say it here because I'm ready to call in to Dan Patrick and Colin Cowherd and whoever else will listen. But the Teenview platform is the best platform, so let me say it and say it now. Here is why the Chiefs will win this game. Not because we great, and we are. Not because we have a dynamic quarterback, and we do. Not because our defense is playing hard ball, and we are. But this is our Super Bowl. This is where it's at. This game means more than the Super Bowl to us because the winner of the AFC champion receives the Lamar Hunt Trophy. We want the Lamar Hunt Trophy. And what better way?
Hold on. Okay. Let's explain why we won the Lamar Hunt Trophy.
Well, yeah, it's been a long time.
Does anyone know who our owner is?
Exactly. That's what I explain.
Clark Hunt.
Right. So Lamar Hunt is the founder of the Chiefs.
He ain't just the founder of the Chiefs. He's the founder of the AFL.
Of the AFL. He's the one who coined the Super Bowl. Yeah, that's absolutely correct. The Super Bowl. Right. And the AFC Championship trophy is named after him. And we won the first AFC Championship, and we went on to the Super Bowl and played the Green Bay, and Green Bay beat us, and we ended up winning it, I think, 3 years later or so.
Yeah, over the Vikings.
Over the Vikings.
In Super Bowl IV.
Right. So
the first ever Super Bowl. That was when they first ever called it the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl was that.
Super Bowl IV was Super Bowl, the first ever Super Bowl title.
That's what's up. I said I didn't even know that. But here's the deal. The Lamar Hunt Trophy is named after our founder and owner. And so the Patriots, they have been winning this for ever.
2 straight years.
Right. And they've been in the game.
They've been there
like the last 8 years.
Something crazy.
Yeah. So
they've been in the game for 8 years. That's true.
So what better way to get this and seal this and bring back the Lamar Hunt Trophy, bring it home to Kansas City by taking it from the Patriots? I actually think it's better. Now, we own the Chargers. So I would have liked to have played the Chargers because we know them. We could take them or whatever. The Patriots is a little bit scary, when you play because they're a dominant team. But we would, this scenario is set up the best because we want to take it with our new team, with our new star quarterback. We want to let the world know that we are here and we are dominating AFC. So what better way than to beat the Patriots in home in the AFC Championship, to take back the Lamar Hunt Trophy, to have it come home? That right there, this right here, this is our Super Bowl.
I'll agree with that. But I'm not going to say why. I'm not going to agree with why. Like the Lamar Hunt, that's a great incentive. And that's a great thing for the players to probably play for, bringing it home to the owner, the guy who's kind of been running the show in KC for what's it been now, over 10, 11 years. Because his dad died in 2003, 2004.
Has it been that long?
Yeah, it was something crazy, man. It was a while ago. I was very little when it happened. But we're talking about a guy who's run it for a while, and because I think he took over before his dad died. I think he took over back in like the 90s. Took over the franchise, co-owner of the franchise. Right. But I know the reason we're going to win this weekend, it ain't because Mahomes is going to throw 5 touchdowns. It ain't because Tom Brady is going to be sitting there and he has no real deep threat wide receivers. He's going to dink and dunk all the way down the field and walk and do all that. And it's not because Sony Michel's going to have a bad game because our defense has come to stop the run, because that's the most important thing when you're playing the Patriots, is taking away a dimension of the game. It's because the noise. We the loudest.
You loud.
We get those volumes, those decibels up. And Tom Brady has never done good when he can't talk to his receivers. He's in the huddle and he's trying to repeat himself 3 or 4 times so his linemen know the blocking scheme. He's trying to call audibles at the line of scrimmage, and he has to walk halfway to his outside receiver to tell him what's up. The Chiefs' kingdom is going to mess with their game. No, never mind. It's going to be negative degrees. It can be. It could be.
It's supposed to be only about 30 though. They changed it since the last
they have.
time.
Okay,
Yeah,
I saw yesterday that it was still supposed to be about 0 to -1 degrees because of wind chill and everything.
It changed by the day. We in the Kansas.
In Kansas, yeah. It's probably raining right now.
You're right.
So, but here's the thing: is that no matter wind, sleet, snow, meteor shower, absolute apocalyptic drama, Chiefs Kingdom is going to be out there making noise for them boys. And they're going to be powering that defense up. They're going to be cheering Tyreek Hill sprinting down the sideline. Everything is in place because AFC Championship is back in Kansas City for the first time ever.
Yeah.
Kansas City's back in this game for the first time since 1993 with Joe Montana.
Right.
It's a storybook type deal, and there's no way we lose this weekend.
Yeah, you're right. The team. There's a lot of things that I'll look at when it comes to it. The teams I think are pretty evenly matched as far as offense, defenses kind of go up and down or whatever. But I look at some of the extras, like your special teams. Who has a stronger special team?
That's for sure. And remember, last time the Chiefs and Patriots played, Tremont Smith, number 39, had a 97-yard kick return and put us down at the 3-yard line, and we punched it in, a little gimme touchdown.
Yeah, absolutely. Who has some of the stronger kickers? What was the kicking game? Let's look at those. I think that, again, remember when I going back I said that you have to look at some of the other parts of the team to make sure, because you have superstars that can make things happen, and they both have them on both ends. There's no question. We've seen that, and that's great.
Now, the Patriots' offensive side is kind of like they got Tom Brady, Julian Edelman, Gronk's kind of on the end of his career.
But the way they played last week, though, I mean, you got to give them their love, because
that was Sony Michel. That was Sony Michel absolutely mauling them.
You got to give it to him,
and 100%.
That's why I said, when you look at it. Hey, I expect them to come hard on their offense. I expect them to come hard on their defense, and the Chiefs are going to do the same thing. But I want to look at the other things. Who has the better chance to do the kickback, kickoff returns? Who can return it back for a punt? You know what I mean? If they're punting, who's going to have a chance to be able to run that back?
Look at who the punt returners are. We got Tyreek Hill. They got what? Julian Edelman, I think, or Cordero Patterson.
Somebody. I don't even know.
And Tyreek Hill I think he's already got 6 kick returns for touchdowns on his career.
Yes.
And he's only been in the league for 3 years.
3 years. That's what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Now, his first year, he went stupid. He probably got like 5 of them then. But anyways, that's what I'm saying. What else do we have to look at? Are they playing in Kansas City or are they playing in Boston? They're obviously playing in Kansas City.
And think about it. When last time we played in week 6, we was in Boston. And we only lost by a game-losing field goal. Right. We scored 31 straight points in the second half.
We literally lost that game. We did not get beat. And
That's for sure.
For that, I think the Chiefs have something that they want to bring back and say, hey, we got something to say, we got something to show you, and we ready to do the daggum thing.
My whole point
we're going to bring this Lamar Hunt trophy home.
31 second half points. And they're going to continue to run up that score
the Lamar Hunt trophy is coming home. It's coming home. No.
All right. So that's the AFC side. I think we both got a prediction. Yeah. Chiefs taking it, and we'll see them in 2 weeks in Atlanta.
The Super Bowl.
Playing in Super Bowl 53. The team they'll be facing, though, Rams or Saints.
Man.
In the Dome, another rematch, week 9 or 8. Week 8, I think. Rematching it up. Saints took home a 10-point victory, but Rams without Aqib Talib.
Yeah. This is going to be so
What
good.
role does Aqib Talib play in guarding Michael Thomas? How important is that?
It's everything because what's his name?
Michael Thomas?
No, the other.
Marcus Peters?
Yeah, Peters got his butt kicked, and he wants no part of Michael Thomas. He wants no part of him. I mean, he got nightmares when it comes to this.
That's his play style. That's just the thing. It's like Michael Thomas just took advantage of Marcus Peters' play style.
Yeah, that's
because Marcus Peters, when he was in Kansas City, all he did was a drop back.
Yeah.
He didn't come at the line of scrimmage. He doesn't like to play close. He likes to play back and make a play on the ball.
Absolutely.
And likes to guess your route. Because, I mean, to be honest, I think Marcus Peters is one of the smartest corners in the game because he will watch the film, see what your tendencies are for every single route. He'll go and study every single route that this receiver has ever ran, and he will see what his tendencies are to show that route.
Well, he missed last game and he got burned on it. So that's the thing. So I don't think he wants any part of Thomas.
But that's only if he plays back. Michael Thomas likes to play quick routes, quick screen,
yeah.
quick out.
Now, but
5 yard and in,
so
all that kind of stuff.
Here's the thing: with Talib coming in, you have an additional threat. So now, if Peters is
and the key is that physical corner,
right?
He's that guy. And when he was in Denver, all he did was he would get on your number one receiver and he'd meet him he'd press him at the line, and he was in his back pocket the whole
time. That's what's going to make this very interesting. And now, but hey, that Breeze, man, he's the real deal. So.
That's true. And Jared Goff hasn't proven himself yet. He's still a kid.
This game, honestly, is going to be the game to watch this weekend.
It's the first game of the night. It's the first game on Sunday.
The Chiefs and Patriots, obviously, we have, we in on it or whatever. But I'm really intrigued by what's going to happen with these two teams because it can go either way. I mean, the Saints did not come out looking good against Philadelphia. I thought Philadelphia was going to win that game, which would have been crazy.
Play with me like that.
I did. I thought they were going to win it. It was insane. But then they got it together.
You know what's funny, though? Is Alshon Jeffrey back in week 13? He made a public statement saying he thought he had the best hands in the league. And he lost the season.
I wish we could go find that and just kind of play it and just keep it going. But that hurt. So, but they had it. And they even had a chance to win at the end. So, and they were in their house. So now with the Saints coming in and they already feel some kind of way because they lost earlier in the year, and they going to have to bring everything they got because they know it's a hostile environment. It's going to be real interesting to see. But I'm gonna tell you. I prefer the Rams to win.
Before you make your prediction, you've played exactly what I want you to. You've shown exactly the cards I wanted you to show.
Okay.
Alvin Kamara and Mark Ingram versus C.J. Anderson and Todd Gurley. The run game. How important is that?
Oh, it's gonna
be. The Rams averaged the league's worst, tied with the Chiefs, at 5.1 yards a carry all season long. How important is that run game going to be?
Well, it's going to be dramatic. It's going to be important for the defensive coordinators to be on their game to stop it because on both ends. Because your Rams, how you going to put up 200? How you got two running backs
over 100?
Both of them got over 100 yards.
Now that's something C.J. Anderson was not expected to do.
Oh my god!
C.J. Anderson scored 2 rushing touchdowns. Goal line, obviously, they were within 5 yards of the end zone. But C.J. Anderson played some bully ball against Dallas while Dallas was playing, sissy ball.
Right.
He was just manning up, running downhill, right past Van Der Esch, right past Jalen Smith, and he was just doing it to him.
That was amazing. It was completely amazing. And then, like you said, you got some hogs or some bulls or whatever you want to call it over there in New Orleans. So
it's the same dynamic because Mark Ingram loves that downhill run. He's done it since he was at Alabama when he won that Heisman.
Yeah.
And Alvin Kamara done it at Tennessee. He runs out. He likes to get just outside the tackle and then cut it right off the tackle's butt and use all that outside room to work with while he's still just running downhill right off the tackle.
It's going to be amazing. It's going to be good.
So who do you think has the better game in the run?
I'm ready to make a pick.
You ready to make a pick?
Ready to make a pick.
Ready to make a pick.
I prefer the Rams to win this game.
Now, me too, because I've said, and another reason I picked the Chiefs is that if you've played in the regular season and the team lost, that team's got the advantage in the playoffs. Yeah. They've automatically got it because they are ready to come take it.
They're ready to come take it. Unfortunately, I got to go with the Saints.
So you think the Rams cannot overcome
I don't think they're going to come back.
Their anger and their aggressions.
They're not going to be able to do that. I think Sean and Breeze is going to be a little too much, and they're going to
See, both head coaches, his name is Sean, so it's kind of funny.
Oh, that's funny. But I had to say Breeze. I said Breeze.
You said Breeze. So yeah.
So then they're going to make it happen, and they're going to outlast them. It'll be a dogfight, but I think the Rams are actually going to outlast them in this game, even though I prefer to see that young rematch because then I think the Chiefs will want to go ahead and take it to the Rams and let them know what time it is. Just like we're going to go to the Patriots and let them know, hey, you know, that was a fluke that y'all won, and we want to let them know. But either way, both of those two games with the Chiefs in it, man.
It's
so,
gonna be big.
yes.
It's going to be big. I'm thinking kind of the same way you are. I think the Saints, here's my thinking. Drew Brees is mad. He ain't getting that MVP recognition. He's upset. Now, not like baby upset, like pouty kind. He is like, I cannot believe y'all are giving it to this kid.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, granted, this kid had a great season, but he also, you look at the kind of weapons he has, you look at everything. A lot of people like to use that. Oh, he's got so many weapons. But it's all about Drew Brees is mad. If he can't win that MVP, he wants that Lombardi trophy. And I think the Saints, just by Drew Brees being the crazy kind of man he's honestly, I believe Drew Brees is the greatest of all time. Because if we want to talk about stats don't lie. Drew Brees is about to hold. He already holds the most passing yards in a career. He's ahead of Tom Brady by like 3,000 yards. He's 20 touchdowns. I don't think he's a full 20 touchdowns away from most passing touchdowns in a single career. And both of those were held by Peyton Manning. And he's about to beat Peyton Manning in the year. And by the time he's 40, Peyton Manning set those records when he was like 41. No, he was younger than Tom, isn't he?
I think so.
So he was 38 when he set those records. So Drew Brees is going to come through. He's going to win. He's going to play to win this game. He's going to play to win the Super Bowl. And we'll come to that, bro. We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
That'll be next week.
It'll be 2 weeks because next week's a Pro Bowl.
Right. Well, yeah.
So we'll talk about Pro Bowl next week, and that'll be fun. But I'm still thinking it's going to be those number one seeds, Chiefs and Saints. So I'm thinking the Saints are going to take it over. And if anybody's keeping track, last week, me, Marquis, and Xavier all went 3-1. We all picked an upset, and none of us got it right.
Right.
But yeah, so I'm still thinking the Saints, though. I'm going to go with a safe bet and say that the top seeds are going to take it home, and they're going to be.
Well, just for the sake of having a discussion interesting for next week, I'll just go ahead opposite of you and pick the Rams. So we can see. Right. So we both are going in on the Chiefs. So we got that.
I'm not allowed to pick the Rams. My family's full of Saints fans. If I pick the Rams over here on the radio, then or on this podcast, I might not be able to go home tonight.
Exactly.
So
that's what's up. So we'll see. I'll go ahead and pick them just because that's a toss-up game. Any one of us.
I really feel like it is. I think it's just a matter of who's going to come with the better game plan. And I know Sean McVay and Sean Payton are two absolute excellent coaches. Everybody's trying to find a new Sean McVay.
Right.
But Sean Payton is the kind of guy, I still like. And the X factor that I'll just throw in, I mean, we ain't running too long yet. I think we've only been at this for about 45 minutes, is Taysom Hill.
Who?
Taysom Hill. Now, you may not know this. Man's a QB. Man's a wide receiver. Man's been tight end, running back, kick returner, punt block, tackles. Taysom Hill. He's a backup quarterback.
For?
Saints.
Really?
Number 7. Look him up. He's the most versatile player in the league. He's got rushing touchdowns. He's got passing touchdowns. He's got receiving touchdowns.
All this year?
This year. Yeah. All this season. He's got a blocked punt. He's got a kick return. I don't think it was a touchdown, but he's got a deep kick return. He's got punt returns. He's got everything.
So
this man is insane. If there's a most valuable player award for just the guy who does the most on a team, it's Taysom Hill for sure. I mean, obviously you can't put him in there because he didn't have a lot of stats. But if this dude would have done it all season, having rushing touchdowns, passing touchdowns, everything else, my man would be
kicking punts. He kicking the punts. If I
don't see him next year punting, I'm gonna be mad because he probably can do it. Snapping the ball, he's gonna snap the ball, come back around, get a pitch. He's gonna throw it downfield. He's gonna have the dude catch it. He's gonna run up next to him, take the pitch back. It's going to be all kinds of craziness.
And it'll be a play that he called.
Yeah, it's going to be all on him. Everything. Man's crazy. All right, guys. So that's been This Week in Sports. I hope y'all have a great day. And let's go see all this stuff that's happening next week.
Go Chiefs.
All day. Have a good one, guys.